down. Oh, no. All right. Well, this was an exciting introduction to this stream because we had some cataclysmic computer failure, but we are here finally. So glad to see everybody here in the chat room. Welcome to tonight's Bordweall Broadcasting Company live stream. We're considering tonight to be our very own Valentine's Day edition. And if you didn't check out our recent Bordweall Chronicles, which was released yesterday, please feel free to. I'll post a link here momentarily in the Twitch channel in case you want to check that out after the stream. It does contain a very sweet story about how two of our kingdom members, Scribbles and Drax, came to meet through COE. So here is that link. So tonight we'll bring a lot of great conversation, and we're even going to turn it over to you viewers at the end to put myself, Dee, or Mel on the spot with questions here in the Twitch channel. But I do want to take a moment before we start to acknowledge that we did lose a community member last week. The Kingdom of Bordweall and its community wishes to remember Kaileron after he passed peacefully in his sleep on Tuesday, February 6th. Kaileron was a beloved member of the Duchy of Veristark and was instrumental in its founding. Our thoughts are with his family and friends at this time. The community will be donating a tombstone in order to honor him in Chronicles of Illyria when it launches, so thank you to those of you helping make that possible. Our community here in Bordweall is full of love. Whenever someone goes through tragedy, has a life change, or is just having a rough day, we're there for one another. And above all, we have fun together, so thank you to all of you who are watching for being a part of that spirit. There are several reasons that we're making this episode today on that topic that we are. And since it's Valentine's Day yesterday, I thought it would be fun to show off why we love Bordweall. But we're also coming up on the Kingdom's first anniversary. So this week's episode is a community spotlight with content from many different people and a little bit of history, and last but not least, the chance to do a mini Q&A. So without further ado, our contest for this episode, since we do that every stream, Count Huldrick Franconian of Veristark donated us an Illyrian package, which is what we will be giving away today. The catchphrase for the week is, "The lovers kissed and then walked off in different directions." And I will be posting the link right there in the side. There you have it. So please do go ahead and click that form if you have a interesting, funny, or otherwise Illyria-related translation of that code. So literally, I think it was on Monday night, I asked the community to send me some clips, and I am happy to finally get to unveil what we came up with. So without further ado, let's cue our feature film for the day, Why We Love Bordweall.
I love the Kingdom of Bordweall because we're a family. We watch out for one another. We trust each other. And we are strong. Bordweall is strong. Novigrad is strong. And Gohab is beautiful.
Ulrich Franconin here, the county of Thragihonis. I love Bordweall because when you arrive, you feel like family. You feel like part of a community. You really feel like you're building towards something.
Hello, I am Duke von Rugen, and I am Duke of the Duchy of Veristark, and I want to say I love the Kingdom of Bordweall. They have been very supportive to me and my duchy, and they are one of the few places where I think my people actually enjoy being a part of the community. So, thank you.
I am Ludwig of Sigraven, and I am loving the Kingdom of Bordweall. Everyone is so nice and welcoming and very open with what they talk about. I was very nervous coming in, and I'm not nervous anymore. I just love it here. So thank you. We are Shield Wall strong.
Hello, I'm Drax Baxton, the Grand Count of Kara within Sing Riven. I love Bordweall for the multi-community melting pot that we are. A lot of different groups joined Bordweall, but instead of alienating themselves, they got involved with everyone. The duchies and counties of this glorious kingdom are not independent lords with their groups who stand by themselves. They are all a part of the Shield Wall, and I hope to stand by every single one of my Shield brothers and sisters when the game comes. Love you, Bordweall.
What I love about Bordweall is the community and culture. Being able to help with the war where I have been has deeply rooted a love for Bloodhook and the kingdom.
A lot of fun at Bordweall. Just the daily chat, making sure people have cookies and milk and coffee. We just have a ton of fun, and that's why it's a wonderful place at Bordweall. And the creative people that are behind the scenes are just fantastic. And to have that kind of a base even before the game starts is just amazing.
Kane Dreamwalker here to tell you about why I love Bordweall. And it's pretty simple. In a community filled full of people who are trying their best to look like royals, our leadership actually cares about its citizens. It cares whether they succeed, whether they're happy, how they're getting along, and it makes all of its decisions based on the good of everybody, instead of just trying to look fancy.
I love Bordweall because of its community. It is silly and fun, and we go on all sorts of wonderful adventures and get into all sorts of terrible, mischievous things. It's open to even the tiniest people, and we have cookies and coffee, and you should come have some cookies and coffee with us.
I love Bordweall because of the community, the leadership, and the people. Mainly the people. You guys are awesome. Can't have much RP without good people. With the toxic environment that gaming can be, you guys are phenomenal.
100%, it's the community. Bordweall's just been amazing to be a part of, from PUBG to Mardi Gras balls to even just being in Discord. It's been really amazing, and that's what makes Bordweall so amazing.
I'm not a member of Bordweall, but I am an ally from the Kingdom of Kairos. What I love most about the people of the board is how funny and creative they are. Their comics, articles, and videos are always good for a bit of fun, a laugh, and an insight into the COE community at large. I believe they are an active and positive force for the Chronicles of Valeria community. But what makes me believe in them as a group, and as an outsider, is how passionately D cares about his people. You can trust him to be honest, upfront, and trustworthy in the deals and commitments he makes. For those reasons, I believe Bordweall is an excellent community and a great friend.
Hello, I am Count Neighborsdoll, Rita from the County of Erhunthia. I love Bordweall because of the freedom that King D offers to his people. I haven't found a better place to thrive, but here.
Why do I love Bordweall? As a community, Bordweall has one of the better self-images of any other kingdom in COE. The consistent no BS manner in which Delethris leads Bordweall is exactly my cup of tea. And I love how all our members are encouraged to bring good ideas to the table. And if you consistently bring good ideas to the table, well, common sense dictates you'll have an ability to play a role in how we build our community in COE. What more could you ask for? Shield Wall strong.
My favorite thing about Bordweall is its irreverence, which I believe it was inherited from our king, D. How not to mention him, he is simply adorable.
Bordweall first started growing, I kind of had this impression that the more members we got, the more drama we have. And I've been pleasantly surprised to find that that's not the case. Really what it means is that the more members we have, the more friends I've found. I think that anybody who's ever interacted or talked with D understands that he's a pretty remarkable person. And I just appreciate so much how much leeway he gives to all of us to sort of create our dreams within his kingdom.
For me, Bordweall consists of people who relish friendship and camaraderie, whose passions have resulted in the establishment of these strong and growing communities. With respect and fidelity at its core, these people have brought diverse communities together to form a society that we can proudly call Bordweall. Bordweall is love.
Shield Wall Strong is more than just a motto. For us, it's a way of life. We stand together on the good days, the bad days, when we're in peace, when we're in war. And even though we avoid drama as a community, we know that someday we'll have to face it, and we'll weather the storm together. We know that sometimes we're not always going to be at our best. And even though I'm involved in so many projects like the Bordweall Chronicles, the BBC, and Lore, the community never asks me to do more than I can handle, and leadership certainly doesn't either. Our time is respected, my time is respected, and I know when I have a bad day that my community has my back. Shieldwall strong. So that was our community video that we threw together kind of on the fly. I think it's really incredible that we were able to rally quickly. This idea popped in my head just literally 72 hours ago, as that said. So thank you to everybody who participated. And I think that really captures the spirit of Bordweall very well. So Dee, I'm going to hope that everything's all right over there on your end with your, computer explosion, nukes and stuff. This is your first time being able to hear that video. I was wondering if you could give us a little bit more of an on-the-spot reaction. What did you think? And did anything kind of come out that surprised or amused you?
Sure. Let me just double check that I'm coming through since, like I said, my computer literally went on the blink while we were trying to fix my camera earlier, and now it won't restart, so I'm on my phone flying blind here.
You are loud and clear, Dee.
Awesome. Yeah, I did manage to actually get a real quick sneak peek at the video before it played. Somebody leaked a link to me. I have my sources. And I think what amazes me most is kind of like, and I'm humbled. I'm genuinely and sincerely humbled by it, is the sincerity and the passion that people have for the community and for each other in it. And that to me is kind of like the that's the essence of what Bordweall is about. It's not just shield wall strong in terms of, well, when we play the game, we'll kind of like, all get together and beat up on a common invader should someone choose to try and invade us. But we have each other's backs in so many different ways, that it's just, as I say, it's just very humbling to witness, and I absolutely love that.
Absolutely. I think that, I was really impressed by how many people sent in videos on such short notice. Nobody wants to do anything at the last second. And I totally threw it out there on a whim and was just flabbergasted by how many people really stepped up to do that for us. So really, genuinely, thank you guys. And Dee, I wanted to turn the question around to you. What is it that you love about Bordweall?
Oh, gosh, that's such it's an answer that literally would probably, I could ramble for hours about it and probably never cover two topics on it at the same time. I think it definitely boils down to the community. I mean, without the community, there is no Bordweall. Bordweall would be nothing other than basically a logo and a motto kind of thing, and would be a very, very empty place if it wasn't for all of the different individuals that make up for it, and all the different personalities. And we don't kind of like aspire or pretend to be the cliche, oh, everybody's like-minded. On the contrary, we're all very, very different, with very different real life and opinions about the game, etc. And yet, we're all able to, in a large community, we I think have close to 800 members in our Discord now. We're able to chat and communicate in the Kingdom Discord with what I would call, a minimal amount of drama, and it's self-policing, which is great. Everybody kind of like is self accountable and responsible, and I'd love, as we grow, to see that still be the case.
Absolutely, and that's something that I know I spoke to in the video, and Elbreth spoke to in the video, is kind of how at ease the community really is, and that that's great day to day. Everybody comes in and has fun with coffee and cookies, and kind of the casual fun that we have, and it's just a nice laid back atmosphere. Now, not a lot of people, I don't think, realize how young Bordweall is as a kingdom. And we are coming up on our first year anniversary um, in just a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, Dee, I know that you're going to be out of town for the stream that we do right before the anniversary. So I was wondering, Dee, would you be willing to just kind of give us a real quick history of the kingdom?
I don't think real quick would probably be possible and get all of the history in, but um, like you said, I don't think many people are aware, but actually, other than the Free Kingdom, we are the youngest server on the youngest kingdom, sorry, on the NAE server. And I'm just again just incredibly proud of how we've pulled together. We became a duchy. We became the Duchy of Blood Oak back in November of 2016, and this was a place basically to house our community. We built a very successful community for pre-launch and for in-game in Elder Scrolls Online, and we wanted to carry that success over here to Chronicles of Illyria. And it became apparent after a while that we didn't really have a home for our duchy. We didn't want to particularly join any of the existing kingdoms for one reason or another. And so I kind of like jokingly, because I never had an aspiration to be a monarch. Um, reluctantly, we purchased ourselves a kingdom because, other duchies were coming to us and expressing the same sentiment. And that's basically how the Kingdom of Bordweall was formed on the 4th of March. And it's basically like a federation of these duchies. And what can I say? I mean, it's grown in leaps and bounds in the almost year that we've been around. When you look at kind of like our presence, on the forums, on social media, et cetera. I mean, again, kudos to the entire community for the various projects that they put together. I mean, even right now we have one going on for things for the national anthem of Bordweall, and this wasn't anything that was initiated by leadership within Bordweall. It's the members. Kind of like we've reached kind of like a critical mass and momentum where kind of like things are just moving along of their own accord. And somebody posted some lyrics in our General Kingdom Discord saying, "Hey, a friend of mine wrote this up and thought it would be good lyrics for an anthem for Bordweall." And somebody else said, "Oh wow, those are very cool." And somebody else said, "Yeah, I've got some ideas for some. Let's turn it into a contest." And it's now become a 3-month contest broken down into 1-month segments for lyrics, music, and singing. And although many people won't participate in it because they can't write lyrics or compose music or sing, um, it's still a community initiated project that will bring so much to the community when it's completed that hopefully everybody in the community will enjoy. And it's that kind of stuff that it just stokes me. It just puts a big smile on my face.
Absolutely. I think, and we're going to talk a little bit more about just how awesome the community projects that the kingdom has going are. And I know that we're going to continue to have tons of those as time moves on. So thank you for that quick history. So yeah, March 4th, guys, mark your calendars because that will be the official. Now the forum post I checked went up on March 3rd. So I think it might actually be March 3rd. We'll call it March 3rd, March 4th, the official birth of Bordweall. So Mel, I haven't heard your lovely voice yet, and I want to turn this over to you for a little bit because one of the awesome things that's happening in Bordweall is art. And you, Mel, have been really instrumental in creating a lot of art for the community and a lot of art for just COE in general. I've gathered some of my favorite art that I've seen produced by the community so that we can show it off. And I am hoping that you would be willing to kind of walk us through a little bit about what you think of some of what's been produced, maybe share what inspires you to create art around COE. And we're going to go ahead and cue a video while you talk.
Awesome. Okay, guys, get ready for me to nerd out a little bit. Um,
So I actually stumbled across COE when I was working on my 3D art and animation degree, and was just researching production processes and ended up investing, and then just kind of used it as kind of like a industry practice tool to create game art and ideas and concepts um, within an idea that wasn't mine, that had parameters and things that were already established, and it just kind of took off from there. I was in college. I was a fashion stylist intern. My undergrad degree is actually in economics, which not even gonna go there. But as far as 2D art goes, it's not 100% my forte, but I have so much fun. Um, Drawing it is really therapeutic. But my process is very heavily. I do a lot of research, reference gathering before I start any project. So like all the books behind me are all art books and covered in sticky notes. The amount of Pinterest boards I have is embarrassing. Um, but as far as 3D art goes, tons of reference, and then I either model it and then sculpt in details in ZBrush, and then add textures and then rig and animate if it's necessary, or sometimes I flip it and I sculpt first and then model. So you probably won't know what that means, but it's super fun. I really enjoy it, and just everyone in the community. And I'm so sorry, I'm gonna forget who posts all the amazing COE fashion, but that's really kind of what made me dive back into that aspect of it, and I've really enjoyed that. That's been a lot of fun. Um, but COE is just so fun, honestly, to play with all the concepts and the environments and characters, and um, you'll see up there my the holiday greeting card for Boardwall. So all those things are individually modeled, and I think the dragon was the only thing I had to rig and animate, but and then the blood oak. I really enjoyed making the blood oak. That was a lot of fun. Um, and you can't really see it, but I had to do a lot of sculpting on the tree for all the details. And then Dalen. I love seeing other 3D art. Um, so she actually uses, I use Maya and ZBrush for modeling. She uses, I think it's Daz Studio for her 3D stuff. And honestly, just does a great job setting up her scenes. And lighting is really big. I'm still working on lighting. I haven't quite grasped or perfected it yet, but she does a really great job with the lighting in her scene, I've noticed. Um, and I just really enjoy seeing art from her. It's fun to see other 3D art other than me. Um, but it's just like her scenes with, I think there's the Kipik one that might have already popped up. But it's all just really beautifully done. So thanks, Jalen. And then I'm not even going to take a breath. So Deletherus with his comics for Boardwall, that's actually what snagged me in the first place, was the comments and the really just the recruitment post in general. I was really impressed with all the 2D artwork around it. Um, I'm a sucker. I do buy wine for the label. Guilty of that. And just like the amount of projects that the amount of projects D really gets going is really impressive. And you don't hear a lot about his artistic ability, but it's pretty impressive. Um, and then we've got Veranos, who is also an amazing artist, and slightly jealous of her 2D art skills. Her lines are very clean. Mine are a lot messier, more like I'm wildly painting with oil paint than cleanly drawing with lines. So I really enjoy looking at how clean and just well done her art is. And the Blood Oak lore book, she illustrated that. Um, Absolutely amazing. Really, really beautiful, beautiful artwork. I aspire to be as good at 2D art as Veranos is. Um, and honestly, we just got so much artistic talent in the kingdom. She did the awesome kind of portrait of Kit. That's just, funnily enough, I struggle with uh, cartoons and like simple. Like I think D asked me to draw Stickman one time, and I had to actually sit there and think about how to draw a Stickman. It's been so long. I've been focusing so much on photorealistic 3D art and everything that I was like, oh God, I can't even draw a simple Stickman anymore. And I actually struggled with that. So just kind of the beauty of Veranos being able to make 2D art with kind of like minimal, really clean lines and making it have so much. That was a terrible sentence. Anyways, it has so much personality, and I really admire that.
So, yeah, man, I have been trying to do a COE themed dross painting forever. And it is for female Elbereth, and it is sitting over in the corner. So at least you've got that on me because I am totally behind on that. So thank you for that breakdown. You know, it's really incredible how much process you have done for just, you know, building art for the community, and how much that you've explored with it, you know. I think that that's really awesome, and I hope that you will continue to make awesome stuff for us. So,
Gonna make me blush.
yes, Bernie, that was my lovely partner, Kane Dreamwalker, who just went across the screen in his flamingo shorts. Don't mind that.
That's
So,
amazing.
at least he put clothes on, right? So I want to go ahead and highlight as well. We have so many amazing community projects going on here in Bordwall, and one of the ones I'm most excited about, I actually made a teaser trailer for. Um, and it is this is the last thing we're going to talk about before we jump into a little bit of a brief Q&A in case you want to ask some questions here in Twitch. I will let you know when we're looking for those questions, but start thinking of them. And this is our last video. It's a teaser trailer for a community-made flip book, which was created by the Stoneheart County, which is in Blood Oak. So please enjoy and check out the tiny URL to see the whole thing. So here it is.
The Wall, the Watch, and the Wolves. Out of the mists unknown came the travelers. They were without alliance or guardians, knew no counsel, and wandered without rest. Out of the mists unknown came the daemon. It was terror, dread, and madness, and sought the end of the travelers. Travelers wandered, seeking something they did not know, haunted by the daemon. They wandered until they heard the bustle and beheld the wall. The wall was grand and rich and growing, and the stone was of a deep red. Beyond the stone, sounds of prosperity rang out. As the travelers presented themselves, the wall grew silent, and a hammer was cast before them.
All right. So that was the Stoneheart Community Flipbook. And you can go to that tiny URL that was posted in there, and we should have it uploaded as well on boardwallcoe.com pretty shortly here. So I'm going to put Mel and Dee on the spot a little bit to get them some practice before we launch into a little mini Q&A. Mel, do you have any communities or projects or posts that you would like to shout out and give some credit to? Because I kind of just gave credit to Stoneheart for making that.
I mean, I'm terrible with names, so I apologize if I mess up anyone's name. But there are so many artists. Shockingly, actually the amount of artists that we have in the CB community. Hellmoon's done some awesome weapon concepts that I've seen. I mean, we've already seen Baranos and Dalen, and even D's amazing art. So definite shout outs to them. As far as projects go, I'm working on one, but I can't tell you about it. If I did, I'd have to kill you. And that's really all I can say.
Awesome. So I'm posting the link to the book real quick. And then D, is there anybody or anything that you would like to mention? Any projects?
I too am working on a number of them in the background that kind of like seem to slowly be making their way to being able to be made public, but nothing that I can share at the moment. I think that I would echo what Mel said about Hellmoon standing out with the art projects that they run. Lyra is I believe the lady that does a lot of the costume concepts and everything like that. That's amazing.
Knew
And
it
there are
started with
just so many other people that have done, whether it's images of melon turtles or other things that they would like to see in the game. And it's, I give them full kudos because we're still a pre-launch community, and sometimes kind of like participation from the community as a whole in terms of actual numbers that you see kind of like seems to be relatively low, but I know that it's well received kind of like pretty much by so many people. And so, a shout out and thanks to anybody, regardless of which kingdom they're in or what server they're on, in terms of anything they put together that kind of like, helps build the COE community in general.
Absolutely. And I wanted to shout out one more thing, and I'm going to post a couple of links over here in the Twitch. So I know Mel mentioned the Bordweall recruitment post really inspired her, and that was a big project that people might want to check out. There is the Anthem contest, and I just want to put out there the Brunel Shipwrights Company. They created some of the most impressive recruitment materials that I've seen. I think that they're absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to go ahead and post some links to those in case people want to check them out. Now, I am seeing in the chat that we're having some issues with it not allowing more posts to enter. I don't know if that is the case or if it is set up to just not allow another post if you've already done one. But I can tell you that we have a ton of entries for the contest this week over here. So I am going to be announcing that winner at the end of the live stream. Right now, I want to turn it over to the community that is here on Twitch right now. If you have any questions for me, Mel, or D, they could be related specifically to something we've talked about in the stream, Chronicles of Illyria in general, or something about us in the community. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post them, and I am going to go see if I can figure out what is happening with this not accepting any more competition entries. We've got some interesting conversation going on over in the Twitch channel, at least.
Okay. All right. Any questions?
Elb asks, why do I have a stuffed animal in my shirt? That is an Easter egg that you have to be cool enough to understand. So unfortunately, I guess.
Don't feel bad. Damn it.
I guess. I guess a lot of people are out right now.
Now you know I'm not cool enough, so you don't have to ask that question. Problem solved. Now I'm gonna research it though. I will find out.
All right.
Unintentionally.
So what? Here we go. Okay, everybody, I have fixed the contest and it should be accepting entries. I will post that link one more time to give you all last chance to enter that. Again, right now, while we are voting, we are doing mini Q&A. If you have something that you would like to ask any of the three of us, we would be happy to answer right now.
I am indeed really a coffee addict. Coffee, tea, anything. Although I don't get jittery, so that's, you know, I think I kind of like, hit that crust and then I just don't get jittery anymore. But yeah, I definitely love coffee. I just tried a special blend from Yemen, which was actually really good, and I'm sending my sister some. See, any other questions we have going on?
Caliber asked, how should collecting members for your stronghold or mayor village go down? Making a recruitment post and hope? Or do we have a Bordweall recruitment post that will split its recruits to each baron? So I will speak a little bit to that, and then I think Dee can probably talk a lot about it as well. When people come into the Bordweall channel, we encourage them to shop around. So obviously people see the big Bordweall recruitment post, and we encourage people to post things in Discord, on the COE main Discord, as well as in our Bordweall Discord. But really, at this point, recruitment is a lot about finding friends, sharing with family, kind of spreading it out. And, in general, trying to bring in the people you know. But no, we're not. Bordwall is very autonomous. And Dee, you can speak to that. We're not about passing people to you for any reason or another. You have to kind of get them yourself, but by being active and being involved in the community, that's kind of how you get people. Dee, do you want to say anything to that?
Yeah, I think what we tend to do is certainly when people kind of like first join our Discord, I would like to think that they don't get pounced on. They get like a little welcome package from the Discord bot that gives them links to all the different Discords of the duchies, etc. It's more important for us, certainly in the Duchy of Blood Oak, that whoever joins us as a kingdom finds the right duchy and finds the right settlement for them to join in, regardless of whether that's in the Duchy of Blood Oak or not. In fact, very often people that come to me directly and say, "Hey, I'm wanting to look at joining Blood Oak." We just had a count recently, literally in the last week or two, and I encouraged them. I said, we've certainly got room for you, and would love to have you with us. And before you join, I encourage you to kind of like look around the other duchies first, because it's more important to us as a community that regardless of your pledge package, whether you're a duke, a count, a baron, a mayor, or you just have an Illyrian package, or maybe you haven't even pledged anything yet, is that you find the community that's going to suit your own personality and your play style the best. And because we are so diverse, I mean, we pride ourselves on our diversity, is that you're going to have more fun in the game being with a group of people that you can laugh with and kind of like have tears coming out of your eyes over certain situations than kind of like being quote in the biggest duchy or the biggest county or something like that, but where you don't quite feel that you fit. So take your time. We still have plenty of time before domain and settlement selection, and I can almost guarantee you that you will find a community within Boardwall that not only will work for you, but that you'll thoroughly enjoy being a part of.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I know that for me, and I kind of became a serial shop arounder, but I am so happy with where I've settled because I gave myself that opportunity to, not settle in the first place that I was looking at. And that's both in Boardwall and not in Boardwall. But any other questions? Oh, we have one from Mel. Do you think you will apply your knowledge of economics to in-game mechanics in COE?
I think in a roundabout way. Okay, yes and no. So my favorite economics class was behavioral economics, which was it's basically when you learn, you go through all economics, and it's so this is how people behave when they're reasonable, but no one's actually that reasonable. So that was behavioral economics. So I think that'll be a lot more useful. But as far as economic stuff, as far as because I'll be a countess in game, so I definitely will be using it to try and balance taxes and social programs, that kind of thing. Um, but probably not. I mean, I'm not gonna like go really deep into economics. I don't think, because it hurts my soul a little bit now. But it is useful. It is incredibly useful.
All right. Awesome. So last question that I am going to take, and then we're going to announce our stream winner and for the Illyria package. This was for all three of us. What tribe do you plan on playing? I honestly don't know why anyone would ever ask me this question, because I have been a firm Dross since the moment that Dross existed. Kit will be a Dross if it's the last thing I do. So that's me. Mel, what about you?
What?
What tribe do you want to play?
Ooh. Okay. Oh, typo. Okay. Let's see. What tribe do I want to play? So I do really like the Taurisk. I like the Broodveer. I'm not really opposed to, playing any tribe. I'm kind of intrigued with all of them, but I have to say those were probably and Dross. I do like the Dross too, actually. Those are probably my top three, I'd say, for right now. Depends.
Nice. Yeah, it's hard to make up our minds. Like, I want to alt like crazy and play all of them, but still Dross. D, I know that this could come across as a loaded question for you because you are king and you're kind of going to be restricted. If you were not king and you could be whatever tribe you wanted for just, the purpose of playing your own character, what tribe do you think you would want?
Oof.
Nobody think that this is what tribe we're picking, because we don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll stress that, what we're going to pick as, as our kingdom is going to be based as much upon, when we find out more information and when the server map is decided upon for NA East. But so setting the monarch character aside, I'm probably going to have, one or two other characters that I will play. And I always enjoy kind of like playing having a sneaky, mischievous kind of character about. And so, unless we find out more about another tribe that might be more suited for it, I think playing a Kipik that can pick locks and set traps and do stuff like that, I think is going to be a tremendous amount of fun. And then I will probably also roll a character that will be, and I'm not even sure yet which tribe will be best suited for that, but a survivalist, one that can basically be a cartographer and a prospector, so that, when I want a little bit of a quiet time away from the crowds and everything like that, I can just basically go and solo them and still be doing stuff for the kingdom in terms of making maps and finding new resources and, flora and fauna and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Oh man, chat's going crazy with the revelation that D could be a Kipik.
One of my characters.
One. Oh man, I'm over here grinning like an idiot because I just think that's so amusing. But anyway, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and announce the stream winner as we wrap up here. Thank you guys for tuning in to our Why We Love Bordweall stream and watching our community videos. I hope that you enjoyed those videos, and each of those individually will be available on YouTube if you want to check them out, as well as the upload of this stream. So there were a surprising number of entries this week for the competition, and no wonder. I mean, there's an awesome Illyrian package up for grabs. So I have read through all of them, and there were some really good ones that were very COE related. Very impressed by what people came up with. But my winner is... Now, remember, the code is the lovers kissed and then walked off in different directions. My winner is The two knew their love was never meant to be, for a Harathi and a Weird to fall for one another was not viewed well, and they would never gain approval from their families. The two who knew their families' ambitions and how this would affect their standings in their community's eyes decided it was best to go their separate ways and live out their lives away from one another. Heartbreaking. And that winner is Bernie. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Borne. Your name is spelled so fascinatingly. So I will be sending you that package. Congratulations. And
So excited.
yeah,
Love
I know.
it.
Chat's exploding over here. Oh man. Born Yes. Okay, he's apparently Canadian, so that makes a whole lot of sense. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining us in the spirit of Bordweall and why we love it so much. And we all hope that you all have a great night. And if you want to join us, I don't know if poor D is going to be able to join anybody in chat over there on his phone. D, what do you think?
I'm not sure. I've tried restarting the computer a number of times, and it isn't working. So I'll probably be trying to figure out what the hell went wrong with it tonight.
All right. Well, if anybody does want to, we usually recommend if you want to go chat to head over to the COE Discord just to hang out for a little bit in the voice channel. So if you want to join, I will pop over for a couple minutes. What the heck? We will see you there. Good night.
Good night, everybody, and thank you for coming.
Night, guys.